will make them as white as snow. He will forgive you. Come unto him. He said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy burden, and I will give you rest. Are you tired of carrying all that guilt, that shame, that fear, that doubt, that hatred, that poverty? Aren't you tired of carrying all that stuff, those lies that the enemy say you can never be forgiven for? Brothers and sisters, let me encourage you today. Alice Walker said, every small positive change we make in ourselves repay us in confidence in the future. Confidence in knowing that Christ paid the price. He paid a price that he did not owe, and we owe a price that we could not pay. He paid it all. Do you understand that, my brothers and sisters? He paid it all. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he paid it all, because I couldn't pay that price. You have to keep going. Don't let the enemy tell you that all was a lie. No, Calvary was real. Those thorns that they placed on his head, that crown of thorns was real. Those holes in his hands were real. That hole in his side was real. Harriet Beecher Stoll said, never give up, for that is just the place and time that the tides will turn. Jesus Christ turned the tide. We were rolling straight to hell, but God sent Jesus. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Lord have mercy. It is said that we must embrace pain and burn it as fuel for our journey. Don't you know that Jesus embraced all of that pain? He embraced all the hurt on the cross. He embraced that curse, because the Bible said, accursed is anyone that hangs on a tree. And he did. He hung there for you and for me. Oh, praise God for his good and precious promises to the believers. For bodily supplies, Psalms 37:3 says, trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. For the unlimited blessings, Mark 9:23 said, Jesus said unto him, if thou cannot believe, all things are possible to him that believe. Do you believe today, brothers and sisters? Well, believe this. There's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS. Jesus loves us.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor. Okay, here we are. There you go. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. We're trying to. BBB Brad is way more technologically savvy than I am. And he has set up so that when we go live, it's going to stream on Facebook Live. So he's trying to
see if it's streaming on Facebook Live right now. I know Trading Time did. So that's cool. So if you're out and about and you want to watch whatever, and you follow WYSH on your Facebook, it'll tell you. Or you just go to WYSH AM 1380 on our Facebook page, and you could watch it there. Cool. Thank you, Brad. Getting ready, I'm going to check in with John Sleepy Williams here in just a moment for the history lesson. We'll do that in a bit. I'm going to talk about, too, last night we got a great opportunity. Jacob got to go to a horse ranch kind of thing, this program that he's in. And we got to go with him and got to spend like 3 hours with these therapy horses. It was the coolest thing in the world. And he really, really enjoyed it. The place was called Open Reins Therapy, Counseling Therapy. We just had a great time. I don't know if Jacob had never been around horses to any extent. I was around them quite a bit when I was younger. My cousin had a horse, and my Uncle Arnold, and so I was around them. I never was a big horse guy, but it was just really neat. These big old critters that we got to hang out with, and it was cool. As we speak, the football game is on. And if that changes, we'll let you know. I know that Oak Ridge is making some adjustments to their homecoming festivities and such. But if anything changes, it's going to affect the game. We'll tell you. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor on WYSH. Hello? Talk. Okay. Never mind.
Did you know that a lot of contractors are hiring people from out of town with no guarantee of their qualifications? Are you tired of going through temp services and getting unskilled labor? Keep jobs local and keep money in-state. Partner with Local 102 for all your mechanical job needs. Skilled labor that's always improving with state-of-the-art training. Let Local 102 be the job source for the best in plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, and HVAC. Visit ualocal102.org to learn more about Local 102. Your goals equal our goals.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing, anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to the important things, like learning how the printer works. That's simple human sense. Contact Fox Insurance Group at 865-482-0513 or find us online at grayfoxins.com today.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
All right, let's try this again, guys. When you get on hold, you need to listen on the phone because the TV, the internet, that stuff lags behind. And so if you're going to call, listen on the phone for me to pick up an answer. So I'm going to try this again. Good morning. Ask your neighbor. Hi.
Hey, good morning to you, Ron. I'm not sure what happened there a minute ago, but I got hung up on.
Yeah, because I could hear you, but you were listening to the television. I kept asking you to start talking, and you were waiting on the TV to tell you to start talking instead of listening
I'm
to the phone.
not even watching the TV.
Oh, well, I was talking to you. I thought it was in the background
I
there.
could hear you, but I don't think you could hear me.
I couldn't hear a word.
So I called back, and Jay Carter, the Vegas high roller, he said, are you wanting to be on Ask Your you wanting to be on Trading Time? I said, no, I'm trying to get on Ask Your Neighbor.
There you go.
So he said, I ain't sure what happened.
Hey, we'll blame it on him then.
Yeah, that sounds like the easiest thing to do. So, you going to fence in your backyard and put a horse back there or what?
No. But it's amazing. Yeah, we standing there messing with them, petting them, and all the stuff that you know, just whatever. And Jacob's like, I want a horse. I said, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, they're a lot of trouble. I mean, they're really good animals. Trust me. They used to have some up here, and they're a lot of fun there. But there's a lot that goes into having a horse.
Oh, my cousin had one, and I mean, it's just like taking care of a 1,500-pound person.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to get a farrier in there every so often to trim their hoofs there and shoe them, and got to keep them warm, got to keep them fed, got to have paperwork when you transport them.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on to them with them there other than just petting them and riding them.
Yeah. Luckily, see, the way that I like it is you just go and pay somebody, let you pet and ride their horse for a few hours, then you leave.
That's it. I think can you still do that up at Cades Cove?
I don't know if they have horses up there anymore. I haven't seen them I haven't been to Cades Cove in a long time. I probably haven't been in 5-6 years.
Oh, gosh, I went like a year ago.
Yeah.
And it was on a Tuesday, and it was early in the morning. And it still took over an hour and a half to get through. It was just bumper to bumper.
Yeah. That doesn't bother me too much because you're there to look at critters anyway, so I'm okay with the bumper to bumper.
Well, it kind of gets frustrating when they don't move there. It says, don't stop there, pull over.
Everybody does.
They're out with their cameras there, trying to get a close-up of a bear or something, But, it's still interesting to go through there.
Yeah.
But everybody else seems to like it, too. And I'd say 7 out of every 10 cars are out of state.
I guarantee it. It's the most visited national park in the country.
Oh, okay, then. Well, I can understand that. I had a question for you there, and I thought I heard this on the radio earlier this week. Did Bear Stevenson donate $1 million to the Chamber of Commerce?
Yep, he did.
Wow. He's dug up a jar of money somewhere.
He's went out there in the backyard and pulled up 3 or 4 of them mason jars.
Yeah, probably several of them. Well, good for him there. Bear's, he's been an asset to the community there for a long time.
Oh, yeah, he's been an asset. He's been an asset to the community. He's helped a lot of people and organizations folks don't know about. But yep, he gave him $1 million.
Yeah, that was good of him there for sure. There, I didn't know if I dreamed that or if I actually heard it.
You heard.
I did hear it.
What's your prediction tonight's game?
I don't know. If this wind is blowing and stuff there, it's going to be hard to throw the ball around a whole lot, I would think there. It's going to be, of course, they do have the artificial turf there, but I'm just going to say I'm hopeful for the Dragons, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Okay?
Gotcha.
I hope they pull it out there. But anyway, I also saw yesterday there, I was looking online there, it's a pretty interesting menu for the Pearl.
Oh, I didn't see. I haven't seen it.
Oh, gosh. You need to check it out.
Okay. Why? What's it got? Tell me.
Do what now?
What's on it that's unusual?
I don't know, some of everybody's talking about the pork chop.
Okay.
Got different sauces and stuff there. And, of course, I think the filet and the ribeye was like $38 there. Of course, with a couple of sides there. But I thought that I love spinach dip, and they got a spinach dip. It looked good there for an appetizer there. And, of course, I think they got grilled asparagus, just different things there. But it's a good-looking menu. It's not real complicated there, but I don't know if I saw where Crawdaddy's daughter there, she's going to be working the bar there, one of them anyway.
Okay.
And she's the one that posted it.
I'm going to, Joe sent us an invitation to come on October 1st. Tracy and I are going. He said he wants us to test the food and wants us to be food critics. So we're going to he's going to give us a tour of the facilities and feed us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm excited about that, excited to get to see it. Not just us. I'm sure there's other people, but I'm excited to get to go see it and see what he's done.
Well, is Joe paying for the meal?
Yeah, paying for everything.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Sign me up. No kidding.
Yeah.
Open bar, the whole works. Just have at it. Tell me what you think.
I don't know about the open bar part, but I know it said he wanted us to come. He wanted to tour the facilities, wanted to show us that, and then he was going to treat us to, I can't remember what kind of course meal and all this. Wanted us to try all this food, and he wanted everybody's honest opinion. He said, we're going to turn you into a food critic for a night.
Oh, okay, then. Well, that sounds like a great opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For a free meal there.
I'll take a free meal anytime I can get it, Mike.
No kidding. Especially at a 5-star.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, man, when I drive by there, especially since Jacob's been going to therapy over in Knoxville, I come through there in the evening, and it's lit up. Man, it's beautiful when it's lit up when you're coming up from South Clinton, coming up from Clinton Highway, and it really looks nice.
Oh, really? So it lights up?
Well, I mean, there's been 15 or 20, 30 cars in the parking lot every night for the last number of weeks. I guess they're training or whatever they're doing. But when you see the spire all lit up and then the building all lit up, it's really cool.
But the actual opening for the public there is going to be on October 6th, right?
Is it the 6th? I think that's the right date. Yep.
So it'll be like probably like that when Long John Silver's came back to Oak Ridge there. It was crazy, the cars that were lined up to get through there. It'll probably be like that.
Yes.
At the Pearl for a little while.
It probably will.
That's a good thing there. Clinton, we've got another choice to look forward to.
We do, and it'll be. I'm telling you, knowing Joe, it's going to be as good a 5-star as 5-star can get.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's brought the best cooks around.
He traveled. I mean, he and some of the ambassadors that he has working for him, people that are part of the foundation that's doing all this, his foundation, they traveled to the top parks all over the world. I mean, I called him one day and I was like, hey, man, you got a minute to talk? He said, yeah, sure. And we were talking and I heard something like, ahoy, up to the starboard deck. I was like, what was that? He said, oh, we're out on the boat. I said, where are you? He said, well, we're off the south of France.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I'll let you go. No, that's all right. I'm good. I'm just sitting here watching. But they went all over the place, and they went to these the greatest parks in our country and in other countries, and they took the best of all of them, or what they considered to be the best, and he integrated that into what he was building. So it's amazing.
Well, if he does anything, he's going to do it right.
Well, I'll tell you, he's going to do it right. He's going to do it top notch, and it's going to be nice.
Well, were you going to be able to get him up to the radio ranch there before opening?
No, he said he can't come before opening. He told me that literally up until the middle of October, he is 7 days a week, probably 10, 14, 20 hours a day. Not just this, he's got some other things going on too, but he did say yes, he would love to come. He is going to come. He just wants to he needs to get this thing standing up and going. And so he said about the middle of October, he would probably be available. So.
Oh, okay then. Well, good deal. Of course, there'll be a lot of talk about it before he ever gets up there, I'm sure, when everybody gets to experience the Pearl.
Yeah. Joe has always been real good to me about coming up and coming on there if I ask him to. And, Nikki worked here for a while, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a while since Joe's been up, though.
Oh, gosh, it's been.
It's
probably been 10
years.
It's been 10 years, I guess, easy, since he's come up. I can't remember what I had him up last time for, but it's been a long time. I remember that. I know that for sure.
So. Oh, I got you then. Well, at text with my grandkids, of course, I've got my little granddaughter, Kenley. She goes to Halls Middle School, and of course, Cason, he goes to Clinton High School, and talking to them both last night there, you thought it was Christmas time.
Oh, I know. My goodness. We were at this therapy thing with the horse, and I don't know what made Jacob happier, the horses or knowing that school was out.
Yeah. Well, you said it was a school thing then, because I was going to ask where the other boy was at there.
No. It was part of Jacob's therapy that he goes to. They took him out. It's called equine therapy. I had never heard of it, but I tell you what, I'm a believer. It was really cool. Here, I'm gonna put a picture up on TV. Kenya, I don't know if you can see it or not because of that, but
I saw it on Facebook.
That's him and Rex. There was Rex and Abby. Abby was 27 years old. She was. Rex is 17 now, or and there was another one. I think he was Jax. This one is Jax. One was Tex, one was Jax, one was Abby.
Well, they looked like they were just calm as could be.
Oh, they were. Oh, my goodness. They were. And it's just neat. They're huge, huge animals, and especially if you've not been around them, you're intimidated of them. But, the way that this instructor got the kids, to interact with the horses. And before long, I mean, it was just like having three dogs, The kids were really good with them. It's good. And again, Jacob never been around anything like that. It was really good for him. And just to do something new, something that was way out of his comfort zone. And he, at first he was so trepidatious. He didn't want to go in there. And then before you knew it, he was asking for one. Hugging them and petting them and all kinds of stuff. It was good.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, it wasn't first sight. It took a few minutes, but yeah.
Oh, my goodness there. So your boys was tickled to get to stay home today, too.
Absolutely. James David is worried. He's been texting me about, he's going to be working the ball game tonight. So he was wanting to make sure that we're going to have the football game. I said, that's not up to me. I'll let you know if I hear, but.
Well, it may depend on the weather gets any worse and the wind really picks up or something there, but hopefully they'll get it in.
I believe they will because well, first of all, Brad has the game tonight.
Oh, well, is that BBB's game?
Oh, yeah, my friends and neighbors. I need everybody right now, make a note. I want you to turn on BBB. Brad, don't get mad at me. You can turn it down and listen to Walt and watch it on BBB.
Brad, listen to Walt.
Yeah. Hey, it doesn't matter. It's like right pocket, left pocket. Me and Brad have been in business together now for 25 years, so he don't get mad at me when I say that. I don't get mad at him when he does something with Ed Knight out at WECO. We know where we stand with each other, but he's got the game. It's probably the biggest game, or at least it's going to be the biggest rivalry in our area right now this weekend. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a good game too. And if it's wet, I don't know if that don't help Clinton a little bit.
Well, hopefully so. I hope so there, but back before, they didn't used to televise every UT football game, but when they did, I'd turn the TV down and I'd turn John Ward on.
Oh yeah, no, I've done that a million times, and it used to be funny too because John Ward could tell you it was a touchdown before you saw it on TV.
Oh yeah.
About 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 4 seconds.
Oh God, he was the best there. No
Give him 6.
No kidding there. He had more sayings there, and I know
Bill Anderson.
He lived on had a condo on the golf course. I'm not remember which one it was, but I know Tracy Wandell's father-in-law got to go and sit and talk with him. He said there for about 30 or 45 minutes one day there, and he said, man, he was the most pleasant guy there. Said I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I got to sit and talk to him one morning. I was a senior in high school, and I had a friend that was in the band, and I went over there with her. And that morning, it was a noon game. We were playing Duke. It was homecoming, and they go through the entire routine at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, right, on the field. And so I went over with them, and I just went up and sat. I walked up. I don't know. I walked up toward the press box and sat about halfway between the field and the press box. Just sat down. I was the only person in the stadium. I mean, there was a few people cleaning in this, but I was the only person there. And I was just sitting there, and I was watching the band. We didn't have phones to play on or anything then. And then I hear, those aluminum bleachers. You hear somebody walking, and I hear, coom, 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 coom. And I turned around. And it's John Ward, and I was sitting, I don't know, let's say about 10 feet in from the aisle, and he just walked up and sat down. He said, hello, young man, what are you doing? And I said, I'm watching the band. I'm here with a friend. And I said, I'm in the band in Campbell County, and blah, 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 blah. And we sat and talked through the entire, talked about the performance, talked about the game, talked about homecoming and all this stuff, talked about when he found out I was in radio, and at that time I'd been working at WLAF. He knew the same people that we knew the similar people up in Campbell County. So we talked for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it was. But that's
a great memory right there.
Oh, yeah. And then a little later, we had him up at the Campbell County Prayer Breakfast. He was, we didn't have him up, but the Campbell County Chamber did. And this is after I'd come back and bought WYSH. And they invited me to come up, and I was up there, and I went up to talk to him. I said, Mr. Ward, you probably don't remember me. My name's Ron Meredith. He said, I do, too, remember you. We sat in the bleachers by ourselves and watched the band on homecoming. I said, yep, that's me. Made me, my head swole up, all them people standing around there to get his autograph. He was like, of course I know you, Ron.
Well, how cool that is.
That is very cool.
Great memory there, for sure there.
Well, John did, he had an advertising agency, too. I don't know if you knew that. He handled the natural gas and some of those. So as we got bigger in radio, I dealt with him other than just UT football. I dealt with him on the natural gas commercials. And, you remember that natural gas. That was John.
Oh, yeah.
That was John Ward and his agency. And so, he would buy advertising from us. So after that, we didn't have a relationship, but we certainly had a working relationship.
Good deal, then. Yeah, he's the greatest of all time in my book. There's nobody even comes close there, even though in the NFL I loved Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Yes, absolutely.
But these new guys that are coming along, they're not like the old ones, but I guess they're adequate.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, it's a different world, It's just a different world.
I wish that, and I'm not saying anything bad about Bob Kessling. He does an all right job, but I'd hoped that UT would have hired Mike Keith.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Mike, at the time, Mike was already down with the Titans.
I don't know. Wasn't that after? I'm not sure there what the time. I thought it was that the Titans hired him after.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I enjoyed Mike Keith too, and he does a great job with the Titans, by the way.
Oh, absolutely does there. Maybe he can talk them up a win there. They're kind of struggling right now.
Hopefully he will, pal.
Yeah, good deal then.
All right.
Ron, I hope you stay dry this weekend. I'm thinking there it's going to be movies and football. You know?
Amen. You know what? The boys go to their mamas tonight. And so, I don't know, me and Tracy just might curl up and watch a movie or something. But I'm telling you, it's really, 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 really busy when we've got all the kids. And that's fine. I love it and wouldn't take $1 million for it. But I also going to breathe a sigh of relief tonight.
Oh, yeah. No kids.
Let's relax a little bit. Listen, I'm going to watch the ball game on BBB TV 12. I'm going to listen to Walt Stair, Jim Hollingsworth, and James David Meredith, Dan McWilliams with stats, and Rhonda Stair on the spotting, all the WYSH team up there. I'm going to be excited to listen to them. And I'm going to watch BBB TV channel 1081 or 1086, and I hope 10,000 others along with me do too.
We'll be watching, Brad, but we may be listening to WYSH.
All right, Mike. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, one other thing I wanted to run across you, Dad Byron, I was thinking when I saw that picture there before I read the caption there, I could have swore that Jacob was Trey.
Oh, yeah, they look a lot alike now. They do.
Man, that kid's getting tall, too.
He is as tall as I am, almost. I'm 5'10", without my boots. And he's probably 5'9", 5'9 and a half.
And Trey's, what, 6 foot?
Yes. Hey, Brad wants me to tell you, too, that they're going to have the AC game tomorrow night as well. So are you
so they're playing on Saturday?
I was just going to ask, Brad, are they playing on Saturday or are you filming? Because I should know these things, shouldn't I?
So maybe I'll hang up and maybe he'll call in.
He will. If I've got 5 calls behind you still on hold.
Okay, sorry. You have a good day, Ron, and a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later.
See you, Mike. I appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
Bye-bye. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor. Thank you for hanging on.
Listen, don't think I'm going to vote for an ordinance so you can put a horse in the back.
I already knew.
I'm telling you right now, I'm a no, and I don't have nothing against horses neither.
Nope. If I did that, well, you know what? I'm in the city up here, too, though. I was going to say I'd put him up here, but I might could get a waiver up here because there's nobody around. But, no, I don't want one. I looked at getting one.
I won't vote for it, Ron. I like you, and I know you'd call and ask me to support it. I just couldn't.
I looked at getting one probably 30 years ago, David, after I'd just been here a few years. I thought it'd be cool to have one. But my cousin raised them. And she said, yeah, they're wonderful, but it's like having a 1,500-pound baby. You can't go, you can't just leave them on vacation. You got to put, just like a kid, they need shoes and food and clothes. And
yeah. I've always said I'd like to have some cattle, have 10 or 12 head of cattle. And,
yeah.
But you watch all these guys have to get out in the early morning and feed and get hay out and all kinds of weather. I mean, all kinds of weather. Those animals have got to be taken care of.
Yes.
And you got to move them from one pasture to another, so it's a lot of work.
Well, next time you're up here,
a lot of work.
Derek across the street bought this property next to us. You've probably been up here I know you've been up here since he's done all he's done to it. He's made it into a park, basically. But he's got some of these, I don't know what kind of cattle they are. They're not miniature cattle, but they're not full-size cattle. I don't know what they are. But he's got some sheep and some goats and some cattle. I think he got some kind of waiver from you guys to have that. I remember because somebody said something about it here a couple years ago. I know he got it worked out, but I think he's got like 3. I don't know. They look like long-haired miniature buffalo or something. I don't know what they are, but they're cool.
Oh, I don't have any idea. I've not seen them when I've been up there, but I have been up there. Hey, the other day you was talking about famous people, and I've been sitting thinking about that, and I do know some famous people.
Okay, who do you know?
Well, I know Walt Stair and Jim Hollingsworth. I went to school, both them guys. And, you're famous. Famous face. You do some famous things every now and then, singing and playing the piano like Eric Church. I'm sure Jasper thinks he's famous. He just thinks he's famous. Mike calls in all the time, and I'm sure Mike thinks he's famous too. So I know some famous people.
You do.
Yeah. But I guess the biggest one I know is Jasper, because he does think he's famous.
Amen. Hey, Jasper, he's been interviewed by ESPN and all kinds of people. I was like, how'd he do that? He goes, I don't know. I was just down there in the pits, and they all kind of started talking to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he thinks he's famous.
He is famous around here.
He is right. He is. He's around there. He is famous. So, I do know some famous people.
Yes, you do. What do you think?
Maybe they'll get the game off tonight if don't flood them away.
Well, tell me what you think.
Man, I get in trouble every time. Ron Berry used to get on me about picking games. He'd tell me, now, don't pick with your heart, pick with your brain. And I used to say, well, I don't have much of a brain. I got a bigger heart than I got a brain. He'd say, well, pick with what little brain you got. I don't take the Clinton Oak Ridge is a big game. I agree with that. It's not a big rivalry game like it used to be.
Yeah.
Because you got to win. You got to win those sometimes. And Clinton did win last year in the playoff game, and that was a huge win for the Clinton program, and especially for Coach Keith at the time. But I don't know that tonight. I'm not really sure who it favors tonight by playing in the rain, because Clinton likes to throw the ball a little bit, and Oak Ridge likes to throw. From what I've seen and watched, they like to throw the ball a lot too. So I believe it'll be who has the best running game tonight, and this is any game, who just don't turn the ball over. So I don't know. I'm going to say just a slight edge for Clinton tonight, but very slight, very slight. It's down at Blankenship, man, and it is hard to go to Blankenship and win a ball game.
Yes, I agree. But you know what? Let's just take it. I kind of think the rain's going to help Clinton. I think we just keep it on the ground. If we're able to get through their line, if our offensive line can just open up a few holes, we're going to do good. I believe it. We'll see.
But I have noticed Oak Ridge has got some fairly good sized kids out there. They got looks like they got a fairly good offensive offensive line and defense. They've got a little speed as usual.
Yes.
So, Clinton will have to play a really good. Probably Clinton tonight would probably have to play the best game that they've played all year long tonight.
They're going to have to play a flaw-free game, and that's going to be hard in the rain.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard in the rain. So, and if the wind's blowing, it could be anybody's. It could be a special team muff that a punt don't go like it needs to be in a big situation, or missed extra point or missed field goal, and that. Who knows if that'll happen. So
I bet tonight will be the most watched game that Brad's had on this year.
Yeah, I'd say there'll be quite a few people watch that game tonight.
Yep.
Sure. Because of the weather, if nothing else.
That's what I was thinking. You've got the rivalry. You've got Clinton having a good opportunity where Oak Ridge is not the dominant powerhouse they've been in the past. We've seen some chinks in their armor. So, normally in years past, people would say Oak Ridge is going to win. It's just by how much. Now, this is truly a game where they say we're going to have to tee it up and see, because Oak Ridge has stumbled a few times, and Clinton's come out and stumbled, but they've also played well. So I think it's going to be pretty evenly matched. And then the weather, add that to the weather, and you've got probably the largest audience BBB TV's had in a while.
Yeah, and, did I hear you say, Brad, he's picked up the game tomorrow night there in County? Did I hear you say?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he said.
He
said they're playing tomorrow, and he's doing it live.
Yeah, and I think it's a 7:30 game, too. Is that right?
Yes, sir. No UT game tomorrow, so that's that'll probably be a good one too.
Well, I don't know who they play, but it'd be a good game. So, I'll have to catch that game.
I'm telling you, folks, if you're out there and if you're a television advertiser, you use TV as a medium, and you're not advertising with Brad at BBB TV on these local high school games, you're missing a wealth of your neighbors who watch these games, and that will come in and buy tires and oil changes and carpet and whatever else you need. You need to be advertising with Brad at BBB, especially on this football seasons. It's highly watched, and everybody loves it.
I've said that till my throat is dry about Brad bringing these games to people in families' homes, and not only that, you too. Some people might not be able to be somewhere where they can watch a TV, but they can pick it up on radio, there's so many ways to pick a radio. To pick radio up now, you don't necessarily have to just be on 1380 or one of your other channels there to get you. You can go to your site and pick you up that way too.
Yep.
So you're missing out by not advertising with Brad, because he gets out to a lot of people. A lot of people get to see their kids play or grandkids play that they wouldn't normally get to see. So Brad does a super job.
AC's playing Knox Carter, by the way.
Oh, Knox Carter. Okay.
7 o'clock kickoff tonight, 7:30 kickoff tomorrow.
Well, Brad and the guys will do a good job. They always do. He does a good job down there. And I think the world of Channel 12, man. I was part of it for a long time, and I miss it big time. But he's chugging right along. He's doing a fine job.
He did. He is. And, little guys like him and me are hard to stay in business these days. So hopefully our community, they support us, and I hope they continue to support Brad.
Yeah, Brad, and that's what I tell people. Once, if you don't get the support, it will go away. And once it goes away, it would be hard for him to ever probably bring it back. And he would probably I'm not saying anything that I don't think he wouldn't say, if he was to have to stop doing it, it would be hard for him to get it back because, you know how people are once they move their money around and go on to something else. So people need to jump on board with Brad and sponsor more, and so he can do even more down there and bring more high school football games. Because I'm sure he'd love to bring some more playoff games, but, man, that fee is just astronomical that he has to pay. It's really big.
Yeah, maybe he and we can work something out. I've been talking to him because I'm not going to be able to do it this year, but I'm going to start hopefully by next year. And Brad's been giving me help and information how to do it. We're gonna start WYSH TV, and we're gonna do the Dragons football games on television. That's one of the things James David's going to help with too. So I'm going to do that. I'm not at all going to compete with Brad, but there's a huge need for it. So he's helping me with that, and we're going to hopefully have that. So hopefully none of us are going to quit doing stuff. Hopefully we're going to get to keep adding stuff together,
How's James David liking doing the radio? What I've heard, when I've heard him talk, he sounds like he's doing pretty good.
He knows a lot about football, and he's pretty well spoken for a 14-year-old kid. I think he's doing good, but I'm dad. A lot of people have told me they've heard him and that they think he's doing good. So I believe he's doing well. Tune in tonight because I'm sure he'll be full of himself and ready to go. He's all Clinton all the time, and they will not intimidate that kid one bit at Blankenship Stadium.
I heard that.
He'll go in there screaming, "Go Dragons," walking right through the crowd.
Well, they'll try to. That's the way it is down there, but that's just part of the game.
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good one tonight.
Thanks, David. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Be safe.
See you, bud.
Bye. Hey, good morning. Thank you for hanging on. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor.
Good morning, Ron. How you doing today?
Hey, Mr. Mike Farley. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I hope Clinton and Oak Ridge get to play tonight. Somebody will probably cancel it before game time, but I think Clinton's got a good chance of beating Oak Ridge. And I'm disappointed to see all these other games canceled. I know it's some kind of Knox County policy, but, when I played football, I don't think we ever had a game canceled for any kind of weather.
Yep.
I don't even think we canceled them back then if it was lightning, and I can understand canceling for lightning, but it's been raining for 3 days. And I haven't seen the first bolt of lightning. I think they ought to get out there and play in the muck and the mud and make it a football game.
Amen, brother. Let's play football.
Play in the muck and the mud anymore because we got turf. Mud.
I'm right there. I think we should tee it as long as it's safe and there, as long as we don't have a hurricane, tornado, or lightning. I think go out there and play. I don't care if it's a torrential downpour.
I agree. No. Anyways, I said what I said about that, but listen, David, I was listening to David there. Y'all talking about chickens again, and I think David was the only one that voted against the chicken ordinance.
He was the only one that voted against the chicken ordinance.
So I've heard that you can have chickens, 4 or 5 chickens. You can't have a rooster.
Yes.
And I was talking to this guy, my friend down the street that lives down the street in Meredith Point. He's telling me he's getting some chickens, and they've got these genetically engineered chickens now, these hens that crow.
Shut up.
So he's going to have 5 hens that crow.
Oh, no. How close of a neighbor is he?
Might have been right. David might have been right. We got hens now that crow.
Is he closer to you or closer to me?
Well, it's about halfway between.
Okay. Well, then me and you are both going to get woke up in the mornings.
Maybe we won't hear, but we're going to see how this works out.
Man, I didn't know we had crowing hens.
Oh, yeah. Well, nowadays you get anything. You know how it works.
Yeah. Man.
That was funny. I can't wait to see how this works out.
I'm ready. Me too. This is going to be fun.
We're going to start out with those crowing hens in Mariner Point.
I had no idea they were crowing.
I got to get up here.
See you, pal. I appreciate you.
I think they can win this ball game, and I'd love to go see it, but I'm going over to Aspire tonight, have dinner. I know that was mentioned earlier. Y'all were talking about the menu. I ate there Wednesday night. We're eating there again tonight. And
how'd you get 2 invitations? I only got 1. You must be special.
What?
I said, how'd you get 2 invitations?
I'm on the board, so the board met Wednesday night, but they've got some really great things on the menu, and it's a good mix. The grouper bites were awesome. The baked brie was awesome. They got steaks. It's a great menu that I think anybody's going to be able to go over there and get something they want. The prices, in my opinion, are very, very reasonable, and the portions are great. It's not like, I hate I don't care to pay for food, but I hate going to a restaurant and they bring out a meal that's about the size of an appetizer.
Yeah, I get it.
Everything was great. And here's the thing, too. This is a brand spanking new restaurant.
Yes.
So, they may be a hiccup or two in the first few days. But overall, I thought it was a very great experience. We're going to try it again tonight. And the atmosphere was great. I think Clinton is going to be really blessed when this thing gets up and going and clicking. And it's just, Joe's done. I don't think nobody understands yet till they get over there and experience all of it, what Joe has provided for our community. It's going to be awesome.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm excited. Our invitation was for the 1st. I can't remember what time it said, but yeah, we're excited to go. Tracy and I are excited that we get to go, and so I'll report back on it here Wednesday the 2nd.
Well, it's a pretty good experience. So next week, I think I don't know. I don't know the exact opening date. I think we're about 10 days out or something. But the public, when the public gets to go, I'm excited to see it get open.
Yeah, and I believe everybody will get out and support it. So.
Yeah. All right. You have a good day, Ron.
See you, pal. Have a good day. Go Dragons. Good morning, WYSH. Ask your neighbor.
Ron, I ain't believing what you just said.
What did I say?
You never heard of a crowing hen. Now, you used to run my nephew to rodeos.
Yeah.
And we killed them hens. And we put them in a dumpling pot. I'm 72, and they've been crowing hens all my life.
Really? I've heard clucking hens. I've heard clucking hens, and I've heard loud hens. I don't know that I've heard a hen crow like a cock-a-doodle-doo.
I've owned them.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't know if I've heard them. You're right. I've been around critters all my life.
Heads off.
That's what became dinner, huh?
That became Sunday dumpling.
All right.
Okay, I just can't believe that you hadn't heard of that.
I hadn't heard of growing in.
You run around with a bean and never heard that.
Oh, my Lord. Well, I don't know that we ever discussed hens. We talked more horses and bulls and rodeo stuff.
Steve Fletcher was my baby brother.
Okay, and so you're Fletcher Jr.'s uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah. All right.
But now, we made dumplings out of hens that crowed.
I'll be.
They had a name for them back in the old days. And they don't need me putting it on here.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Look, I definitely was not farmer or rancher, but my Uncle Arnold had a farm. He was more of a tobacco farmer, but he had pigs and roosters and cows and all that. And I've put up tobacco. I've put up hay. I'll never forget one time. I'll never forget. I was probably 10, 12 years old. And he had a hog, pig or a hog, one. And for whatever reason, I decided I wanted to ride that hog. And he said, go ahead. It didn't last long. It threw me every which way but sideways. Good morning. Ask your neighbor.
Hey, Ron. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, John. Just getting ready to play it, okay?
Well, yeah. Okay. I just wanted to call in. Got a lot of good calls this morning. Good to hear from Mike and Dave and Farley and everyone calling in. It's a big rivalry game tonight. A lot of history in this series between Clinton and Oak Ridge.
Yeah, buddy. I think we got a good chance of winning.
Yeah, it's I'd never give Oak Ridge as a favorite, especially playing at home, but I mean, anything can happen when these two teams get together. I know me and David's gone round and round about it being a rivalry, but you know, they're arch rivals. You know, it might be a lopsided rivalry, but it's a rivalry. And, you know, schools are only about 8 miles apart, and been playing football since 1943 and played every year since 1970, so they're just natural rivals. But there's these games I was wanting to talk about. There has been some rain involved in this series. I think the last they had in 1995. Remember, they canceled the game on a Friday night and played it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It was at Oak Ridge, and Oak Ridge ended up winning that game. But I remember that how it was wet, and they postponed it tonight and played back in '95. So, and then in '72. We beat Oak Ridge at home. It was 9-0, and they dumped Coach Honey in the mud after the game. I mean, it was a big old. I was just a kid and watching it. I couldn't believe it. And they just, after we won, 3 minutes of mud puddle, and even before the game, the players went out there and dove in at midfield. They just went out there and dove out in the mud. So it was that was a sight to see.
Well, we're going to tee it up. We'll have it here. You're going to be down there with them, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be down there. And I remember back in you remember the game in 1970?
Oh, no, I don't remember.
They didn't really talk about any individual performances or mention anybody's names in the history lesson. But I remember in 70, Larry Severs caught a long pass from Billy Boland. Then Terry Moore ended up running it in right there at the end of the game, and we beat Oak Ridge. I think they had just resumed the series. They hadn't played since '57, and that was the first time they got back together, and they played ever since. And, you know, wins have been few and far between for sure for Clinton. There's also been a lot of close losses, but I think it's just a great rivalry. You know, it's you know, we won last year, and that was really special. Anytime we beat Oak Ridge is special, you know.
I agree. And I think that win gives the boys this year a little wind in their sails. You know what I mean? I really do.
Yeah, I know. Clinton likes to throw it a little bit, and Oak Ridge likes to, too. So it may affect both teams. Right now, I don't see much wind out there blowing, but hopefully it stops raining.
Yeah.
But as far as going back to some of the great radio sports announcers, you know, Mike mentioned y'all talk about John Ward. I really enjoyed listening to y'all talk about him. You know, I don't think anybody's better than Ward. But also when I was growing up, you know, it was Charlie Phillips, and I just love listening to Charlie.
Absolutely.
I thought he did outstanding. He's very professional. I thought he did a great job for Clinton. And then Walter worked with Charlie when he was little, growing up, spotting for him. And he went into broadcasting. Walter, I think, does a great job, him and Jim. And, Jim Harris has been calling the games for years. And David Clary at Oak Ridge, I think he's also another really good sports announcer.
We've had some radio announcing royalty in this part of the country for sure.
And talking about Mike Key, I believe you're right on that. He got he got offered that Titans job before Kesselman took over. I know both Kesselman and Keith are both in the running to get that, and then Mike Keith got offered that Tennessee Titans job, and that's worked out really great for him.
Yes, sir.
I love listening to Mike Keith. Does a great job, but it's hard to follow a legend like John Ward. Just
yep.
Any legend, it's hard to follow. But
tell you what, John, I'm running short of time, and I got calls. I got to be out of here in just a few minutes. Let me get these other calls on. I'm going to get the history lesson on here in just a moment, and we're going to watch the Dragons hopefully win tonight, pal.
Yeah, and I got to meet James David the other night. I was real impressed with him too. I think I was asking him about if you want to do this, he said, yeah, he'd like to do that. And
I hope he follows in his old man's footsteps. We'll see.
That's what I told him. All right, Ron. We'll see you, buddy.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all your help that you do for us.
You're welcome. I enjoy it.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor on WYSH.
Hey, Ron. I thought I heard on the news on Thursday night that the schools were out and there would be no football games played on Friday.
Nope. That's incorrect. Right. Well, right now, as of just a few minutes ago when I checked, the football game is still on, according to Oak Ridge High School and their posts. They said they're going to keep checking. They were making some alterations for homecoming king and queen and how they're going to change how they're going to do that in the voting for the student body since they're not there today. But the game is still scheduled to play.
Okay.
All right. And then Anderson County is playing tomorrow.
Now the question is, if this Aspire kicks off like everybody hopes it will, it's going to be a major problem to get in and out of Aspire unless they have a traffic light up there. Is there any plans for that?
It wouldn't surprise me if there is. There's none that I know about. But I knowing Joe Hollingsworth like I do, there's not going to be a problem that we're going to face that he's not already aware of and already working on a solution for. So if that's going to be a necessary thing that we need, I will bet you as much money as you want to bet he's already on it.
All right, sounds good. One more thing, I'll give you a score.
Okay.
Oak Ridge 17, Dragons 7.
Okay. I got it written down. We'll see. We'll talk Monday.
One more thing. What about the Georgia-Alabama game tonight? Who are you picking?
Georgia.
I agree.
Georgia. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Good morning. Ask your neighbor.
Good morning, Ron.
Hi.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I was just wondering if the Mariner Port was still having their yard sale tomorrow.
I saw the sign out yesterday when I left. I was leaving the neighborhood yesterday evening, and I saw the sign was still out. So I reckon they're scheduled to. If folks want to put their stuff out or have it in the garage, if I find out anything different, I will let everybody know. But as far as I know right now, they're still planning. There's still people that are planning to have it. I'm sure some of the individuals may or may not choose to participate. Maybe fewer will participate than it was going to. But as a whole, yeah, I think it's still going on.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go Dragons. I'm gonna end with Sleepy's history of the Dragons, and then call it a day. I really do appreciate you all. Thank you so much for listening, and sincerely, first, thank you, Brad. BBB Brad has fixed it so that when we do this now, it comes up, it goes live on our WYSH Facebook. And so it just opens up a whole new, bigger world for people to watch, listen, and participate. Thank you, Brad, for doing that. BBB Brad will have the game on tonight, channel 1081, 1086. Tomorrow night, Anderson County, Carter. Tune that in, dial that up. Don't miss it. And again, I know Brad won't get mad if I tell you to turn it down and listen to Walt, Jim Hollingsworth, James David, Dan Williams, and Rhonda Stair. They're all there. That's the WYSH team, and they will bring you very exciting play-by-play. Walt's a great play-by-play guy, but he's an even bigger fan, and you can hear it in his radio call. I promise. Makes it fun and exciting to listen to, and of course having our broadcast partner, BBB TV, broadcast it live on television is going to make it even more fun. So I'll be sitting there with my popcorn watching and listening and cheering on the Dragons. Go Dragons. John, give us that history lesson.
Hello, everyone. This is John Sleepy Williams with this week's Clinton Dragons football history lesson. The history lesson this week is on the all-time football series between Clinton and Oak Ridge. Clinton and Oak Ridge will play once again on Friday night for the 64th time. This will be the 54th consecutive meeting since 1970. Oak Ridge leads the all-time series, 50 wins to 13 losses. The two rivals met twice last season, with Oak Ridge winning 37-24 at Clinton in the regular season, and the Dragons ending the Wildcat season 24-21 in the second round of the TSSAA state playoffs at Oak Ridge. That game was the first time the two schools had met in the playoffs, and the Dragons' victory put them in the state quarterfinals for the second time in school history. The first time was in 1992. That season, Clinton defeated Oak Ridge 6-0 before the largest crowd to ever witness a game at Dragon Stadium. The first meeting between Clinton and Oak Ridge was in 1943. The Dragons shut out Oak Ridge not once, but twice that season, 20-0 and 13-0. Both games took place in Clinton. Since 1970, wins have been few and far between for the Dragons over their arch rival. Only 8 victories dot the calendar for the Dragons: 1970, 72, 86, 92, 97, 2008, and 2009, and last season in 2023 hold a special place in Dragon faithful hearts. Clinton's last 2 wins in the series have been at Blankenship Field in Oak Ridge. The Dragons will kick off there once again on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Thank you for listening. This has been John Sleepy Williams with this week's Dragons football history lesson.
It's football time in Tennessee, and Hammer's Dry Goods is stocked up with game day clothing for the entire family. We're also receiving new shipments of clothing every day for hiking, fishing, and outdoor fun. Ladies and girls' boutique fashions are 25% off Hammer's regularly low marked prices. Check out our huge inventory of ladies' boutique style shoes and boots at discount prices. Come and see our complete fall line of ladies' fashion goods and accessories from Simply Southern. Select from a special purchase of comfort color sweatshirts, long sleeve tees, all at Hammer's low prices, and choose from our largest inventory of Wrangler ATG hiking and work pants. We also have stacks upon stacks of famous brand men's boots for $99. Visit Hammer's Facebook and Instagram for daily deals and new items. Come and see us at our new location in the big brick building right across from Anderson County High School, or visit our other locations in Sevierville, Wartburg, Halls, and Newcastle. If you miss a day, you miss a bargain at Hammer's.
By now, you're probably familiar with the Pinnacle Girl on TV.
It's Pinnacle Home Improvement.
Bailey has her own way of saying Pinnacle.
That's what I said, Pinnacle.
And we're okay with that. She even teaches a class on how to say Pinnacle.
Pinnacle. Perfect.
But no matter how you say it, Pinnacle Home Improvements is your home exterior remodeling experts, featuring quality products and award-winning service. And now for a limited time, Pinnacle is offering 0 down payment, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 12 months. Get a new roof installed, windows for your entire house, or new siding, and make it easy on yourself. Call now, 865-465-9130. That's 865-465-9130. Or go to PinnacleHomeImprovements.com.
Pinnacle Home Improvement.
Bailey, it's Pinnacle.
That's what I said, Pinnacle.
With credit approval, some conditions apply.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Brought to you by Navage. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you